Here's Brooke.
Thank you, tutors. Everyone in the stands, way out in the back, you can put your hands together for the tutors too. I can see you. I can hear you. It's kind of weird. Hi, everyone. My name is Brooke Barcel. I'm on location in an Airbnb. There's mountains behind me. You see the mountains? Yeah. They're real. They're just on the other side of that wall, and then another wall, and then a few other houses, and then like a highway and stuff. Anywho, this is Contagious. We are the stay-home comedy show from Backline Comedy Theater in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm your host, Brooke Barcel, and I've got some super funny comedians, kind of like always, yeah, from all over the world-ish. I don't necessarily believe in the globe, so I don't know if it's around the world or if it's just me. I don't want to get too weird too fast. Not too fast. Stick to the script. Okay, be relatable. Any of you guys make mistakes? Good. Right crowd. I'm a mistake maker. I make them all the time. Sometimes not even without thinking, on accident, or sometimes on purpose. Yeah. This one, I don't know what the deal was. I think my subconscious did it on purpose, but my conscious mind was somewhere else. I just sat a tomato on the floor. That's stupid. Why would I do that? What am I trying to do? Do I want to be a big joke? Do I want to step on the tomato and squirt it all over? No. I also gave a couple 6s, and I didn't demand my 9. I was trying to be nice because I was on my period, but fuck, come on. I mean, most of the population likes their steaks medium rare anywho. How? Right, Trish? Yeah. Perfect temperature.
Perfect.
I kind of get annoyed with the whole wearing the mask thing, and then they say to wash the masks too. And then they look at you funny when you give them the condom back, just rinsed out, and say, hey, let's go again. I mean, it's not like you stretched it out or anything. It's the same thing. I really want to be the Genghis Khan of 69s. Which means I'm going to have a 69 with a quarter of the population. So I think I'm just going to start with all the ladies first. Oh, hi. Nice to see you. I apparently live 609 miles from Colorado Springs. I don't think it's a coincidence at all. Which means the 69 fairy loves me. And in case you're wondering who the 69 fairy is, I can't quite know exactly either, but I know I get cum deposited underneath my pillow sometimes, so that's cool. It's like I think it's a time-space vortex that happens when it's like 69 degrees out, you know, and you're driving like just a mile under 70 and your phone's at 69% too. And you're just like, because of the dingle dangle when it hits your dingle dangle and you choke a little. Yeah, I just wanted you to know what the 69 fairy was in case you ever got visited. Yeah, if you woke up and you're like, gosh, where did this come from? Where did this come from? I just said, where did this come from? But no, where did this come from? That's catchy. That's catchy. There's a lot of protests, which is good. Good. I'm glad. I want to be clear with where I stand. Okay. I am 100% prophylactic, despite the weird condom joke earlier. I do have pigtail energy, I guess. People have told me. I think they're picking up on something else, though. Something they kind of want to put their finger on, but they can't. Oh, yeah, it's my big clit energy. Yeah, yeah, maybe. It's a bit intimidating, I know, it is. But, like, it's not that my clit's big, okay? I don't want to, like, say that and give you the wrong idea. It's just, like, the energy. She's kind of shy. She's got a cute little hoodie. You know? No zipper, real smooth. But I was curious. I was like, am I regular? Am I regular or am I bigger than the regs? You know, so like any normal person, you just Google, you know, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful. First of all, with the spelling, you know, I was looking at Volvos and I'm like, whoa. There's a U in there. And watch out for the clickbait. Serious. Ouch. But I was Googling and looking and I was like, okay, you know, they do come in all different shapes and sizes and colors and tastes. Well, that Google didn't tell me that. I keep getting like, I want to play with this joke like for a long time, but people are like, keep it tight. But I'm like, once I start talking about it, you know, like when you try to be straight, but you're kind of like a circle. That's like geometry 101. Yeah, might be kind of, yeah, not might. Okay, fine. Ugh. Yeah, the more I researched, the more I was like, yeah, that's cool. You know, I want to keep playing with it. There is a water feature too if you find the button. It's insane. It's insane. But one thing I came across that made me a little sad was something called a hoodectomy. It's an actual scientific procedure. It's not done very often, much less done than the boob job. Everyone knows about the boob job, but I don't think a lot of people know about the hoodectomy, and that's good. You know, keep the flaps flying. Don't trim your fat unless you know it's painful and you have to. Okay. Like filet mignon, you know, you want it cut just right. The right temperature. Oh, it's a bloody callback, and she's not even British. I gotta keep that one. That one's funny. So I met the Clitty Fairy when I was in the float tank. Okay. And yeah, I didn't even know. I was like, 69 Fairy, cool. Clitty Fairy? Yeah, wild. Yeah. I wish I would have wrote about it in my diary, so I would have wrote down the exact day. But I remember it. I was just laying there floating, relaxing, and then a drip dropped. Like right there, like right on the clit. And I'm like, really? Like half the time I'm like, please touch my clit. And then nothing. And then out of nowhere. And I was like, really? Like who controls the drips? Who decides to tell the drip, like now it's time to drop and like here's where I want you to go? That's the Clitty Fairy. because it dripped one more time at the same spot. And then it dropped a third time. And I came very hard. I don't know why I'm making those fingers. Oh, because of the 3 times. Yeah. There's a big buzz about the Clitty Fairy. You know, big buzz. Everyone wants to meet her. Good vibes, super good vibes, like the best. Like zzz, zzz, zzz. Kind of a big zzz, zzz, zzz. You get it? You get it? Like I feel like if you met like like you wouldn't even like you would be like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is happening. Like you would want to make a majora deal when you would be like, I should make a minora deal, but it's a majora deal. Like thank you. I do go for walks, you know. I go for walks. Normal. And I smell the flowers, but I ask for their permission. I feel like that's something you should do this time of age. I'm Brooke, spelled with an E. Sometimes I'll spell it wrong though, and then I'm broke. It depends on how I spelt it wrong. But if you want to follow me, okay, which you probably do, right? You might already, but if you don't, follow me at Brooke Makes Fun. Brooke Makes Fun on Instagram, or at Brooke Makes Com on OnlyFans. You just turn the F into a C. C. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's me. That's my time. I'm Brooke. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna well, first, thank you. Thank you for being here, all the viewers here, and then all the ones that are watching me live. Holy shit. Hope you like that. It's gonna get better. We've got Aaron, we've got Steven, we've got Anastasia. They're fabulous. They made me laugh so hard. And usually at open mics, when I could only hear them for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I want to give them a stage, right? And so with this time space continuum, like I can, and it's really cool, and they get to come into your house and you get to laugh at them with me. Cool. Yeah. So I think joy is contagious, and we're going to spread it. We're going to make people giggle and laugh because we need it so bad. All right. Our first comedian, she is from Germany, and I met her in a virtual open mic and fell in love. And so now you get to. Please put your hands together. Welcome to the screen, Erin Crouch.
Did you know that women are born with all the jokes they'll ever have already inside their bodies? Thank you for laughing. I'll never have that back. So in these dark times, I hope that joke found you well. I'm a woman comedian, and I've been working from home for 5 months, which means I've been having to harass myself.
No, it's not funny.
It's been harder than I expected. Guys actually like to tell me a lot how they think I look. Most of the time, they either say that I look smart or that I look gay. And I'm like, if I was smart, I'd be gay. It's the last days of the Republican National Convention. Anybody watching? The worst thing to me about Trump is that we elected him. And by we, I mean middle-aged white women. Everyone's like, oh, didn't you know he was gross? Why were you voting for him? Like, this is so terrible. Like, didn't you know that voting for Trump would be against your own self-interest? And I'm like, dude, have you ever met any white women? We're the ones who invented bulimia, which is where you eat good food and then you throw it up and you're still fat. know something about working against our own self-interest. Yeah, so like I said, I've been in quarantine for a little bit. We just got locked down a little bit again because our numbers were coming up. And I feel like I've actually learned quite a bit while I was in quarantine. For example, I learned that any joke can be a coronavirus joke if you tell it to an empty room, or if it makes someone sick. And I learned that I like my men like I like my coronavirus, not attracted to children. So we are back in. We're wearing masks again, and I, for one, am happy, y'all. I like wearing masks. My first favorite thing about wearing masks is that men can't see how pretty I am when I smile. Like, that's just for me now. Like, why does he get to see if my bitch face is at rest? And my second favorite thing about wearing a mask is that if you drink a lot, you can get a buzz the next day by just rebreathing your breath. I have been trying to make my time in here productive. For example, I created a playlist for while I'm pooping. The first song on the playlist is Brown Eyed Girl. The last song is Every Which Way But Loose. Full disclosure, I did change the name of my living room to just Getting By Room because shit's getting a little weird. The longer I've been inside, like the weirder I've gotten online. For example, I started following the English language Facebook page of the police department for Rhineland Falls, which is the state that I live in here in Germany. And they would release these press releases about what they were up to. They released a press release, for example, saying that the trains were not going to be running into Denmark anymore because of the rates there. And I commented on that press release, the wane of Danes is mainly on the trains. And like 12 Germans emailed me to complain about the quality of that pun. And then they posted another press release, and it was about how they had been testing our sewage while we were all in quarantine to figure out what drugs we were doing. And found a lot of amphetamines and they found a lot of cocaine. And I commented on that press release, that shit is dope. And they added me for 30 days. So what I'm saying is that living in Germany is just as fun as you think. Oh yeah. Let's see. This is a pretty good show. I'm pretty excited to be here. This is not the best show I've been on because the best show I was on had automatic subtitles across the bottom. And when they brought me on, the subtitle said, "Now let's hear from Aaron's crotch." Made me feel like I could only do crotch related jokes, but I have some, so it was cool. Let's see. I actually got into stand-up comedy so I could spend less time with my family. I'm trying to take it down to where I'm a bad mom, but for a dad, I'm pretty involved. I want to see him on the weekends. I want to play ball. I just want to take it down to where I can be proud of my kids instead of having to raise them. I actually think that the reason we teach them to call us mom and dad is so they don't know our real names when shit goes wrong. So I do think it's really important for little boys and little girls to have the same kind of experiences while they're growing up. So the other night I was putting my son to bed and he didn't want to go. He was fighting me. He really didn't want to go to bed. So I drugged his drink. And he woke up a couple hours later and he was like angry and surprised, like, why would you do that? And I was like, well, who paid for your dinner?
Ooh.
I call that joke.
Jesus.
So it was his birthday recently, actually, and he asked me this year for a big boy toy. So I got him a Lego kit that builds a vape pen. But it didn't come with the liquids in the box because kids' toys never have everything that you need in there. Speaking of kids, I want to talk to y'all for a minute about my favorite form of birth control. It's the IUD because it's the most, right? Because it's the most mysterious. Like they literally don't know how it works. And that's because it was invented in the 50s. And in the 50s, you did not have to know if something was going to work before you were allowed to put it in a woman. I like to think about how it went down in the break room at the hospital, right? Like you got the doctors, it's 1952. The doctors are chilling. First doctor's like, do you think the baby would stay out if there was something in there? Second doctor's like, what do you have in mind? First doctor's like a paper clip on a rubber band. Second doctor's like, I got somebody coming in 15 minutes. Let's make this happen. So what I'm saying is that my IUD is a scarecrow for cum.
Yeah.
Like one of those strips that keeps pigeons from landing. Cool though. I like it a lot. So I do live in Germany. I moved to Germany, and that's a real old person thing to do because I traded a country with legal weed for one that has affordable health care. Also, yesterday I told someone thank you for your concern instead of shut the fuck up. So I'm definitely an old person. I've been having a little trouble getting adjusted to it here, and I blame the low bar that was set for me in the United States. You know, I can drive a stick shift, I speak one other language, and I can take off my shoes when I come into a house. Like, in America, that makes me a fucking hero. In Germany, that makes me any given dumb shit. It is, living here is pretty great. A lot of people ask me what it's like to live in Germany. And I tell them that I went to the movies a while ago. And 20 minutes after the movie started, this woman came in and sat down next to me and said, "What happened before I got here?" And I was really surprised. I was like, "I'll tell you at the end." So we watched the movie, and then at the end, she was like, "Well." I did this show in Frankfurt one time, and at the end of my show, this German man came up to me and said to me, "I did not laugh even once, but I enjoyed it very much." That's what it's like to live in Germany, y'all. There are some good things about living in Germany. First of all, I think Germans are probably a lot easier to murder than Americans because you don't have to lure them out to the woods. Like they're already out there, like walking around and hiking or whatever. You just take them out. One thing that's weird though, whenever you move to another country, is the bathrooms. I don't know if how many of you have been outside the country, but bathrooms are weird in other places, right? And not just the bathrooms like in people's houses and stuff like that, but the bathrooms in the restaurants are really weird. A lot of times because they try to get cute with the names, like you've got bathrooms and you're supposed to decide which bathroom you're going to use. And you're looking at this and you're like, okay, am I Mubs or am I Bubs, right? Like, am I the acorn or am I the leaf? Like, which bathroom am I going with here? And the other day I was at a restaurant and I was looking at the doors and I was like, okay, I guess I'm more of a bucket than I am a lightning bolt. And I opened the doors, and that's when I realized that that restaurant had no bathrooms. Yeah. I was unemployed during the quarantine here. And let me tell you that the worst thing about being unemployed in quarantine is that you have to stop lying to yourself about what you would do if you had a lot of time. You would not clean your fridge. You would not start doing CrossFit. you would lay on your couch in your underwear, Googling what is the most disloyal breed of dog. Job hunting in Germany is a little tough. I had some experience job hunting in the States, and that was no treat either. Job ads in the US were like, I can either be a Lyft driver or I can be a gestational surrogate. Like, no matter what, I'm getting a passenger. There is one option that I had in the States that I don't have here anymore, and that's selling plasma. Y'all ever sold plasma? Normally, at least there's one who has, right? Yeah. So for those of you who are pretending you're too good for it, I'll tell you what it's like. Every time you go to sell plasma, they ask you 30 questions about your health. And 15 of those questions are, do you have AIDS? Like the first question is, do you have AIDS? The third question is, have you ever had AIDS? The 10th question is, were you ever sick? And when you went to the doctor and asked what was wrong, he said AIDS. Last question is just like free-formed lines, like write down all the diseases you have that rhyme with spades. I missed that shit, y'all. I wish I was back. Just kidding. I have been trying to follow the news about stuff that's not about coronavirus, just to keep myself cheered up. I've been watching a lot of news stories and reading stuff about people who do stupid shit and then they die taking selfies. Y'all seen these? So we talk about that like that's a bad thing. But for thousands of years, people died doing stupid shit and we did not get pictures.
That's
The other thing I've been reading a lot about are these gender reveal parties. Y'all know gender reveal parties. This is this thing that they do in the States where somebody's pregnant and they got a cake and they cut this cake. And if the cake is blue, then it's this. And if the cake is pink, then it's that. And that's some bullshit. I need to get rid of it. But what I do support is the idea of giving test results by cake. I think we need to do this more often. And I think we need to start at the STD clinic. I feel like when you come back in for your results, you should be given a cake. And cut that cake, and it's green.
Yeah.
That's gonorrhea. And if you are not allowed to throw that cake away, then it's herpes. All right, I'm almost out of time, but I feel like we've really gotten to know each other. So I actually want to ask all of you a question, which is, have you ever sat on the toilet so long that you made a little bit more pee? And then when you let it out, you felt like you were paying it forward for yourself. Like, future me is going to thank me for taking care of it right now. That's the best thing I do all day. Thank you for having me on, Brooke.
Hands together for Aaron Kraus. Oh, or if you're watching on subtitles, you're like, what? What? Sorry. You'll have to watch it again and then you'll know what I meant. I don't want to tell you the story that it reminded me of when I peed later. Shouldn't even said that much. Okay. That was really fun. Thank you. Oh, okay, our next comedian, he's from Los Angeles. Very funny. White guy. Yeah, we need a lot of those in the comedian world.
Yeah.
Try to give one spot to the white guy. So we get one, then I think you'll like him. I actually think you'll really like him a lot. Very, very funny. His name's Steven. Put your hands together for Steven Lettinen.
Hooray! Hooray for the one white guy. I like it. I appreciate you giving us a chance. You
have so many.
There's, affirmative action. It helps. We're trying our best out here, but we need a leg up. I can't get my phone to charge right now, so I'm sorry. I've been like, this is really bothering me. I think there's like stuff inside it. I have to take it to the Apple store or whatever, and I can't go out anywhere. So I don't know. I guess my phone's just gonna die, and I'll never. Sorry, that was me just freaking out because I have like no. It's gonna be dead. I mean, things aren't working for me. Aaron, hi. That was great. Thank you. I like the bathroom. You know, the bathroom thing. I feel like have you noticed there's a lot of these single stall bathrooms, and they're putting like a sign that says gender neutral on it. It's like that's bullshit. That was a unisex bathroom like a week ago, and now they're all pro equality. Like you can't just like strap a label on your bathroom door and call it a day. You got to do the work, you know. Put a bucket somewhere for Aaron. You live in Germany? That's fantastic. I was in Germany once, and this is like, you know, I know Germany is so much more to you and to the Germans, but to me, I just went there once, and I went to the Rhine River, and it was like summer, and everyone was naked. Like every single, like it was, I guess that's what you do there. No one's ashamed, and that's great. But I'm an American white kid, and I was very ashamed. And they were like grandmas, grandpas, children, moms, dad. They're all just naked together. It's very, it was very disconcerting for me, you know. Like I hadn't seen that many naked bodies since when I saw Schindler's List. You know, German ones anyway.
No.
Oh God. I didn't even. This is not going well. Okay, we're gonna start over. Oh. Okay. What are we gonna do? Why is this at 2? Maybe if we were drunk. Why is this at 2 p.m.? I know you're in Germany, so great for you. But like for the rest of us, what's going on here? Why?
She could come.
This is early. This is early. I mean, like, is it? I guess time zone. We're trying to line up the time zones. You know, you got somebody in Guam right now is just loving this on Twitch. I don't. Perfect. I'm supposed to be. I don't. It's on the internet, and I have a boss. I'm supposed to be doing my job right now, so I'm probably fired. So you asked for my You posted Venmo on there. If you guys could throw a couple bucks. I think I just lost my job. If that would be. Well, I did the last time I did Brooks' show. I bombed so hard that people started requesting money from me on Venmo. They're like, they wanted me to pay them for what I put them through, which is probably it's probably correct. Man, I think it's so the time zone alignment. I get it. We're trying to do East Coast, you know, make it everybody can play. I've just been figuring out all these time zones with the Zoom comedy going on. It's a lot of time zones, and I didn't even know this until recently. 4:30 in Chicago. Do you know how many time zones we have in the continental United States? I just learned this.
4.
There's 4. There should be 3, right? There's like a bullshit one they snuck in there that we weren't looking. And yeah, I know you're in Colorado, but come on, let's get real. It's like this is a bullshit time zone. Mountain time, like I don't respect mountain time. That's not a real. That's a goofy time zone. You know what I mean? Like come back, like translate your time into real time. Like give me don't say MT to me ever. That's just weird. No one knows what that is. Like think about it, like a respectful time zone. Look at the name. Just look at the names. You got Pacific time. That's my time zone. We're named after an ocean. You got Eastern time zone. That's just a direction. Yeah, suck it, mountain time. Exactly, Ben. It's like mountain time. That sounds like some Wild West Gary Cooper shit. That sounds like. Did you hear, Sheriff? There's going to be a hanging at high noon, mountain time. That's what I think about that time zone. I did that. I had no joke before we could travel and stuff. I did that joke in Phoenix. They're in that time zone, and people were like legit. Like I lost the entire crowd because they're like, "Fuck this guy." Like, I know we're polarized, but come on, let's say mountain time for life. Okay, dude. Okay. I'm obviously losing my mind. I wish I were out, going out. I'm stuck inside I'm not even a comic. I'm just come down to my garage here to get away from my family. I'm like Aaron. Whatever we can do. But you're right. Guys, we get away with it. It's like, I like, like my kid, I'll be at the playground or whatever. And I'm hungry. And I just like shove like goldfish crackers in her face. And everyone's like, what a dad, daddy's little girl. Oh. It's the only it's dad. It's a great time to be a dad because like we literally get credit. We get like praise for literally doing our fair share. Just 50%, just the partnership, just divide it down the middle, and we're getting. He even probably has a page and a wife. What's the most loyal? I just wish we were going out again. I miss eating in restaurants. I haven't done that in like 5 months. I like at this point I miss it so bad. I'd settle for a Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how bad y'all got Cheesecake Factories where you live? Are they everywhere? No Cheesecake Factories?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare place. Like it's like they give you this like 60-page laminated book when you sit down in this booth that's too big, and you're flipping the page. It's like they're just like everything in the world. You got like sushi and chicken cacciatore, and freaking Asian salad. It's like pick a lane, They've got every cuisine in the world and none of it's good. Horrible place. I just miss it so much. I would go there. I love I love eating out because you're like a king, like I cook all the food here and I have to clean out like when you go to a restaurant, you just say whatever and then they come and bring it and then they take it away and clean your table. It's amazing. Like here I got kids and I gotta bribe them with like 20 extra hours of weekly screen time just to clear the table. It's not even they don't play. You're literally a king or a queen at a restaurant. They call it ordering. They literally call it ordering. Command, like, I order thee to bring me a bowl of guacamole. I say it just like that, and it's really weird. They still do it. No matter what you do, they bring it to you because you're a king or a queen. I love guacamole. Do y'all like guacamole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you right there. That's some energy for the guac. I feel like guac brings people together, like everyone, RNC, DNC, we'd all be eating guac together. If we just more guac in our lives, we could just be. What I don't get though is that the restaurant, when you go in there and you're like some of these like fancier Mexican restaurants, they have a tableside preparation of the guacamole. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Have you seen this?
Yep.
I don't like. It's a weird. I don't get the added benefit of the tableside preparation. Like, what are you trying to prove? You got the whole kitchen back there. Like, I get it. Like we always, you don't want to see how the sausage gets made, but the guacamole is totally different. Like, bring it out. It's, I think the first dude who ordered the tableside guacamole, I think that's a freaky dude. That's a weird dude right there. Sits down and the guy like comes out and he's like, "Hi, welcome to Don Julio's. My name is Chad. I'm going to be taking care of you this evening. Can I get the table started with any appetizers?" Yeah. Let me get some guacamole. Okay, sure. I'll be right out. No. I want to watch you do it. And get back out here, Chad. You bring out a big old wet bag of dripping avocados and you scoop them out one by one. Right? I want to watch. I want to see you pluck that cilantro in front of my fucking face. Grind that garlic, baby. Mortar and pestle. Do it, baby. Do it. Come on. Okay, that guy. You're like legit freak. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was... Squeeze the limes, Chad. There's only so many ingredients in guacamole. I think I'm done. I didn't put onions in. The guy at the next table. Yeah, exactly. This is fun with you guys are good on the chat. I guess I did. think a lot about food. A lot about food. I think about like the words in the food, and I think that's I guess that's where my brain goes. Like why? Like I was thinking about this the other day. Why do we have olive oil like the ranking system on olive oil, and the top shelf is we call it extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah.
Like okay, so a couple things. Like one, how do you have extra virgin? Like what's that? Like what that one's binary, I think. And then two, why are we even using like stacking up virgins to measure our olive oil quality? Like it's a weird system of measurements. I don't even want virgin olive oil. Like give me some experienced olive oil, you know? Right?
Yeah.
Like I want my olive oil to teach me something, you know? If you're tossing my salad, this shouldn't be your first rodeo. That's all I'm saying. Just I guess the quarantine's bad, but it's not all bad. Like there's some perks. Like there's a lot less people knocking on my door these days. That's kind of cool. A little bit more less people. You guys get to Jehovah's Witnesses over there where get a lot of people. Yeah, they're knocking you up on the door there, knocking doors. Mormons too. Yeah, the Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't know, like I don't know much about the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I feel bad like making fun of them because it's a religion and it's a protected class. I shouldn't do it, but it's like they kind of came at us first. Like I didn't invite them over. They just started knocking on my like uninvited. They didn't even bring a casserole. They just showed up. Like it was just okay. Hi guys. I guess I shouldn't do it, but I don't know much about. If I knew more, I think I'm ignorant. If I knew more about them, I'd enjoy. I would say I wouldn't have this kind of negative. All I know is the knocking doors thing, and the other thing I know is that they don't fuck around with Halloween. They're out. They knock on every door every night of the year except the one night where it's socially acceptable. Other perks about not being in quarantine, like I'm not going to the office. That's great. None of these stupid meetings with the stupid guys. The guy's like, he's always like, you're talking and then he wants to wedge in and he's like, oh, and to your point. And then he like says something that has nothing to do with your point, just completely. This guy, like you guys know, like he's the guy who's like, he's always can I just play the devil's advocate here? Can I just play the
Yeah.
And the devil don't need you. Like, get out of here. Devil's down in hell being like, thank you. I finally have a voice above. Jim from accounting. Now you got the emails. Now they're like, I mean, I can't do it anymore. I'm so sick of work. Like if I have to respond to one more email, I swear to God, I'm just gonna. Don't have to tell a bunch of women about. Yeah. I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that guy. I'm Jim from accounting. I'm the guy who's like, oh, let me just say something here. Fucking men are the worst, man.
Sorry.
You get these emails. They start off with I hope this email finds you well. You see this one? Like, okay. Like 0 emails have found me well in the last 5 months. I don't know who is this person sending this, like hoping. A more honest response would be, I assume this email finds you curled up in the fetal position under your bed with your childhood comfort blanket. Like that would be a more emotionally honest. Okay, we're running out of time here. I'll just close on these couple things here. I'm thinking a lot about email. With email, I get a lot of emails. You all getting like a lot of emails from Joe Biden lately? Like, yeah. Like too many emails. Like he's all. Joe Biden is the crackhead of my inbox. Like he's just everywhere. Like I'm just like, I gave him $5, you know, just to leave me alone, and he just keeps coming at me. Like now it's like it's even worse now. He's just. We should end right there. What do you guys think? That was. Goodbye. Okay, look, I'm a proud liberal, and I'm sorry about saying the word crackhead. I don't think that went well. I'm sorry. I don't even know what a crack. I don't know what that means. I've never seen crack. I'm sorry. It was all out of line. I'm a proud liberal, and I believe all the liberal things. But I feel like lately I've just started to go too far. Like I feel like I'm too liberal. I don't know. Like I feel like they got me thinking things that I shouldn't. I don't know. Like of course, healthcare for all and income equality. Like of course we want these things, but now they got me like all of a sudden I'm like, save the post office. Where did that come from? Like how I haven't mailed something since 2004. Like why am I now like Mr. Post Office guy? Like that's a weird. Okay, hey, you got all really fun, and thank you for driving during my set and whatever else you guys are doing, playing in your pool. All right, goodbye. See ya, Steven. Bye.
Steven! Wow! Woo! I cried. I had a cramp. Like there was a lot. That was hilarious. Thank you. People were saying, "Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" And I had to tell them. I had to tell them who you were. So you might be getting more in your inbox, not just from Smelly Joe. Oh yeah. Woo! Are we having fun? Woo!
Yeah.
We are not done. We are going to have some more fun. Are you ready for just a little, maybe a whole lot? We'll have some more fun. You ready for some more fun?
Yeah.
All right. Our last comedian. Oh gosh, she does a lot with the Villain Theater in Florida. She does open mic, does a show. She does lots and lots of fun things. Follow her on the Instagram and on Facebook so you don't miss anything. I'm just excited. I'm excited to laugh and not mess her name up. All right, please help me put your hands together for Anastasia Pavlinskaya.
And you got it right. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been quite the quarantine. I've been taking up a lot of hobbies. Most recently, I took up learning how to do my own acrylics. So when I do them well, I could say, nailed it. I am Russian. I'm very Russian. I came here when I was 3 years old, and I actually thought I was a lot more Russian than I really am. I recently took a DNA test, and I found out that I also have family from Finland, which means I was born to procrastinate because I'm always rushing to finish. Dad jokes, check. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, my name is Anastasia. Like I said, I came here when I was 3 years old. I'm 25, so if you do the math, I basically graduated middle school yesterday. And when I came here, we moved to, we still live in Florida, but we moved to North Florida, to this area where there was actually an area called Anastasia Island. So whoa. I'm like walking around, I see like Anastasia Street, Anastasia State Park, Anastasia Strip Club. And that's when I knew. That was the sign for me to knew that I would be a star one day. So it was just very literally spelled out for me. 2020 has been very interesting. It's made me realize a lot of things, like just there's no joke to this, but basically every powerful person has a weird sex thing.
Yeah.
Like that's just facts. But I've also realized that if you want to be president, all you really have to do is just say that you want to be president, and you are president. Because being president isn't necessarily like a position or just, it's not just a title, it's a state of mind. It's a mentality. And by mentality, I mean, if you want to be president of like anything, like, country, HOA, you should seek psychological help. And I don't say that as an insult. I actually have big president energy. I love that kind of stuff. Actually, fun fact, growing up, I had a teddy bear. I still actually have him somewhere in my house, named George Washington. Yes. Yes. And just like George Washington, my teddy bear was white and most likely made from child labor.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Yeah. That was honestly the biggest bombshell that my 2020 experience was, when it's like you're learning, you're kind of like unlearning and learning. And they're like, did you know that George Washington's teeth were made from slave teeth? And I'm like, it's a lie. I thought it was just wood. It's crazy. It really, 2020 has just, it's been wild. And for someone who like, so, I mean, I'm white. Yes, I'm white, but I do not have like American roots. So, I mean, obviously, I know that I have had privilege as being, looking like this. But I didn't think that I really had to apologize for my ancestors the way that a lot of other people do. And then when I took my DNA test, I realized that I am related to Genghis Khan. So I really do have a lot of apologizing to do. Yeah. Things are going good. I think 2020, I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff, but there's some good stuff. I've been dating my boyfriend now for almost 2 years. So, and if you are not impressed by that, then you did not have a crazy phase in college. And I feel bad for you. Yeah, so I've been dating my boyfriend for about 2 years, and it's about that time that people have been asking me, like, so are you gonna move in together? And I'm like, no, I'm an independent woman. I would much rather serve my independence by living with my parents. Yeah. It's been interesting living with my parents because during this quarantine, because I truly feel like a quarantinager. Mostly because just like when I was a teen, I literally can't go anywhere. And I'm mostly talking to my boyfriend on Animal Crossing. I don't know if I have any fellow Nintendo nerds, but Tom Nook is a crook. And I like to say I have no time to do anything, but somehow I have spent over 400 hours playing that game. It came out in March. 5-star island, baby. But it is interesting. I've been looking back a lot at things that have happened in my life. And I thought about like the times when you're innocent and you're learning about different things, like when you're at that age when people start talking about sex, like when you're younger and you're like, oh, I'm trying to understand like sex. And I remember one day asking my mom when we were at the mall, I'm like, Mom, do you and Dad still? She's like, Anastasia, excuse me? I'm like, and she's like, why would you ask me such a question? And I don't know why I would ask her such a question, but I think it was because I was a smart kid. I'm really into genetics, as you can tell, and I wanted to know whether sex drive was, the sex drive was good for the family line. I mean, listen, I'm an only child, but my great grandmother was one of 13. I mean, I need to know what the longevity will look like. It's interesting. It is interesting because I've tamed myself. I've chilled out. I'm dating my boyfriend now. But we all had our phases. And I feel like I got really knowledgeable because I'm into psychology. So I really, when I would date people, I would like study them. Like I would really just to get into like figuring out their whole thing. And I realized that you can tell a lot about someone that you're dating by asking them the simple question, may I have some water? Yes. Bear with me. There was this one guy I was dating at one point, and I remember asking him, hey, can I have a glass of water? And he goes, yeah, you could go to the kitchen, grab one of those plastic cups and get something from the sink. He was a fuck boy.
Yeah.
I was seeing this other guy. And he's like, oh yeah, you can grab a water bottle. He was disposable.
Oh.
Then I was dating someone else, and I asked him, "Can I have a glass of water?" And he goes, "Yeah, actually, I knew you would ask that question, so I've had a glass of water in the fridge since 2 p.m. with 2 ice cubes waiting for you." He was a virgin. Actually, he was a woman because no man is that thoughtful.
Yeah.
Like I said, for the longest time, I thought I was just strictly Russian. And when I saw like on my ancestry.com, it was like 51% Russian. It really blew my mind because I knew like, I'm very Russian, but my wine is Italian. My skincare products, Korean. But my fupa, all American, baby. All American. The USA, land of the Doritos, Cheetos, and Vitos. For sure. I used to, I don't really go to the gym anymore because they really had like aggressive tactics, aggressive recruitment tactics. I remember one day I was walking to the gym when I was in college, and all of a sudden I'm walking, and then my legs are in the air, and I look down and I'm being held up by this man. Men, this is what it's like being a woman that's 5'2". I literally was being lifted up in the air, and I looked down at this guy, like this jacked guy, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, you are holding me. Why?" And he goes, "Oh, I just wanted to lift you off your feet." And I don't think he really understood the point of a pickup line. It's a little too much. People learn things from weird places. My parents, we came here when I was 3 years old, so I really can say that I am the child of hardworking immigrants. And when you are the child of hardworking immigrants, you are raised on television. And I don't know if I would suggest raising someone on television because for other kids, they want to be cool. They want to be hip and all that stuff. I wanted to be a nerd. My favorite show was Arthur. I don't know if I have any Arthur fans in the house. Yes. Save PBS in addition to the Postal Service. Thank you. That's my platform. Arthur was just such an amazing show. And I remember watching the show. I'm like, oh my God, Arthur has glasses. I want glasses too. Harmless. Oh my God, Arthur is doing homework. I want to do homework too. Wholesome. I'm like, Arthur's best friend got asthma. I want asthma too. And I began just this relentless pursuit to get asthma. I would go with my parents to like Home Depot, and they would turn a corner and I would run away, find a dusty shelf, and just like I'm Tony Montana.
No.
Then when other kids were on the playground, I would grab like the clappers, the things for the chalkboard, just they'd be like, "Who's having sex?" Like what? And then, it's just, I didn't work out. I just wanted that damn inhaler. It was so cool. It was like inhalers are the early vape pens. Like, I'm just, it's all connected. It's full circle. And then one gets you to the other. It's blue pill, red pill. Also, so, in addition to being raised on Arthur, I was raised on Lizzie McGuire, Disney show. And that's why people tell me, they're like, "You don't sound Russian, you sound like Lizzie McGuire." I remember watching that show and being so inspired. I would sit in front of actually the movie, and the movie would have Hilary Duff in the Coliseum. And it's like, hey now, and she's like, this is what American dream is made of. It was my inspiration. And I'm not trying to brag, but when I was 18, I actually got to go to Italy. And I remember I was like, I'm going to have the Lizzie McGuire experience. So I was determined, I'm going to ride a Vespa. I'm going to make a wish in the Trevi Fountain. I'm going to meet myself a Paolo. And I almost got human trafficked. I don't know if you ever have seen that movie, but I don't know where the Save Our Children people were at, because it's basically 2 steps away from being taken. Yeah. And I don't know. Even if you haven't seen it, let me just break down the plots of these movies. For one, I'm going to say I do not condone human trafficking, but the same movie. Okay. Taken. Young girl goes to Europe. Lizzie McGuire. Young girl goes to Europe. Meets a handsome man. Parents go to Europe to save her. The only difference is that Taken made it to 3 movies, and the Lizzie McGuire series, the reboot, can't even make it past the 2nd episode because the showrunner quit, and now my Disney Plus subscription is worthless. It is a first world problem, I understand, but I get to see a lot of second world problems looking at family photos of my family in the old country. And I think this goes for any immigrant. It's not just Russian. If you look at old photos, you see that like no one was ever happy. I remember seeing my great grandmother's engagement photo, and she's just like, da, Pavel, I will marry you. Let's take the happiest moment of our lives. Fast forward a bit. Baby's born. I've been in labor for 72 hours. We've been trying for 9 years. Let's take photo to celebrate the start of our family. Zoom into my placenta covered grandfather, just like. And then unfortunately, my great grandmother, she did have to pass away. And I was looking at photos from her wake, and she just looked so peaceful. It's as if she was just like. Maybe I won't be born in Russia next life. My parents don't really like those jokes. They don't really like much because we're Russian. I've learned growing up as a Russian that Cold War, just a term for resting bitch face. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you so much, Brooke. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Everyone out on the internet, please put your hands together for Anastasia. Woo! And Steven and Aaron and me and the tutors and my TED girl, Natalie, who you cannot see, but we get to see and love. Yay, that was Contagious, our stay home comedy show. We'll be back next Friday, same time. Thank you.